Plaintiff PAJSHANAIE ARMOUR allowed the defendant and her daughter to move in with her because the defendant claimed her roommate was trying to prostitute her out. PAJSHANAIE claims 3 weeks later the defendant moved out, and she's suing because the defendant stole her property and tried to sell it online. Defendant Carmen Thompson says while living with PAJSHANAIE, she was assaulted by PAJSHANAIE's boyfriend, and he went to jail. Carmen's countersuing for harassment.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, so me and my boyfriend met Carmen and her daughter at the end of June. They came to us and said that they were homeless. They had a bunch of evictions.
Where'd you know them from?
Well, my boyfriend's friend brought them to us.
Okay.
He said that that was his girlfriend. It come out that they all lied. They said they were homeless, they were sleeping at the Greyhound, that the last roommate that they had, the girl was trying to get her to prostitute, the whole sob story. So me and my boyfriend told her that her and her daughter could stay for a month. They gave us $500.
Was there an agreement that they would pay every month?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
500?
500, yes. A week went by and her daughter was very nasty. So I went to her and told her that I wanted her to tell her daughter to clean up after herself because I got tired of cleaning up after them because we're all grown. So she said she would talk to her daughter about it. It seemed like after she talked to her daughter about it, it was like some tension in the house for whatever reason. I don't know why, because we're all grown. So the second week that they were there, me and the mother had an argument because she thought that me and my boyfriend were talking about her, and I overheard her mumbling little stuff, and I asked her, what did she say? She tried to say she didn't say anything, so we had an argument. From the argument that we had the night before, I had told them that I wanted them to leave. They got there June 22nd. I said I want them to leave July 22nd. So the mother got upset. She started yelling and screaming. I missed the part from the night when we were arguing. The daughter got all in my face. She walked up on me. She was clapping her hands and doing the most. So I'm feeling like this is my house, and you're not going to disrespect me in my home, especially if we were trying to help you guys. So I told them that they had to leave.
Let me hear from her now. Ma'am?
In regards to the beginning of the story, yes, we were in a bad situation because of a previous situation with roommates. And we met PAJSHANAIE through a friend, a mutual friend of ours and theirs. The gentleman said that he knew that they were good people and that maybe they could help us out. At the point in time, we were staying in a weekly, and I was getting back on my feet. I am clinically disabled, so I have a monthly money that comes in every month, and that's how I've been living. So when we did go over there, it was the first week, and I was there, and we were cool. Everything was okay. I was helping her with the baby, cleaning up, cooking for everybody, not having a problem. The problem seemed to come after the fact that we had just paid them the rent.
And that's when the problem started?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And during that time,
did she ever tell you about your daughter not cleaning up?
No, sir. In fact, me and my daughter actually cleaned.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And I would go into the kitchen and clean up in the mornings. I would go in the living room, clean up in the afternoon.
So what did start and why, from your recollection?
I believe that the situation happened when they couldn't get any more money out of us. I had paid her $450 and then an extra $50 towards the electricity.
Got that part, but give me the incident. She was very descriptive of what she says happened. She was very concise and descriptive. I need you to be the same if I'm to believe you over her.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
The first incident was the night of the 7th of July. And we were in the kitchen, me and my daughter was cooking. And PAJSHANAIE said that I had said something derogatory about her. And I said, well, no one was talking about
What happened after that?
Okay, so she got loud, and she got really loud, and so my daughter, who was standing over by the hallway, said, there is not a problem here. If you want to discuss this, we can discuss this, but we're not going to be raising our voices and being disrespectful.
Okay.
So that's what happened. It cut out that night. She did say we had to get the out of her house that night. The next morning comes, and she's knocking on the door telling us that we have to go. She's knocking on the door telling us we have to pack our stuff and get the out of our apartment. This rolled out from the night before. So we hadn't even got up and washed our faces yet, Your Honor. So at that time, my daughter and me say, we paid you the rent, you had to give us the rent money back, and then we'll leave. So we don't want any confrontation, no problems.
Okay, ma'am?
Okay, so they ended up calling the police because we ended up arguing. They called the police came and they said that we could not fight or they were going to take someone to jail. They said that since they
Anyone has a police report?
Yes, sir.
Let me see it. Police were called, huh?
Yes.
Sir.
Okay, go ahead, then
So
what?
they said that since they had been there 3 days, after 3 days they have residency, so we had to illegally evict them. We said, okay. So my boyfriend told the police that he didn't want them, since they paid for the room, that he wanted them to just stay inside the room, that they needed to figure something out about what they were going, how they were going to cook their food, and we weren't going to let them use the restroom. So she called the police again and said that we weren't letting them use common area.
How wouldn't you let them use the bathroom?
Because of all of the disrespect that was going on in my home, and there was never a day that they said they were going to leave. They said they weren't leaving until they got the $500 back, and I told them they were never getting $500
So your
back.
response to that is don't use the bathroom.
Don't use the kitchen, the bathroom, nothing. Stay in the room.
After the police had come by and explained differently to you.
They said that they have residency there.
Yeah, and so instead you stopped them from using the bathroom or the kitchen. Okay, well, you ended that residency then. You evicted them.
Basically.
Tell me about the property, though.
Okay, so when the time did come and they ended up leaving.
How long after?
I want to say a week after that. So they had stayed there 3 weeks. On the 3rd week, I got there and I had the police come and help me escort them out. I gave them $300 to leave. I asked them if they had any of our property inside of their bags. They said no. The next day, I got a message from one of my friends saying that they seen my son's clothes and his shoes on OfferUp.
OfferUp is what?
OfferUp is an app that you sell clothes and shoes and furniture and stuff on. So from that point, I said, okay, we're going to court. I send them text messages saying that I know that y'all took my son's things.
And you have evidence, you say?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Let me see it. Ma'am, what do you want to tell me?
Your Honor, that's a lie.
What's a lie?
The lie is that she abandoned her stuff at the apartment. When she
At her own
At her own
apartment?
apartment. She left the night that her boyfriend got arrested. She said, I'm leaving and I'll be back in 2 days. She took the air mattress, she took all her clothes, most of her belongings. And when the management came by, she looked in the room and I said, does this look like abandonment? And she said, yes. And she said she's gonna be gone for 2 days. And I said, well, she's already been lying on us, so how can I believe anything else that comes out of her mouth that she's gonna be back in 2 days? So that being property that was left in the apartment while we were still there, we're going to try to make some money because what she failed to mention is that our stuff, our food, and our personal belongings were also
Ma'am, you
taken.
sound crazy. What's your counterclaim for harassment? What'd she do to you?
Well, from the day that we were pushed into the bedroom and assaulted the first time, where her boyfriend went to jail. The second time that we were.
You sue him? That's who you got to sue. Go ahead. What else?
From the second
He pushed
time.
you. Go ahead.
From the second time, she came back to the apartment and she brought people with her.
To do what?
To assault us, to beat us up in our own place. And there was
Our own.
Right.
She done made it her place. Judgment for the plaintiff. This is very clear. She said 2 days. You go out your house for 2 days. She said you abandoned your place and she stays there and they take your items and put them on the internet for sale.
Right.
Your claim is dismissed and yours is granted.
Thank you so
Have
much.
a good day.
I'm just happy that it's over with. I got the money back for my son's clothes. I don't know why she thought that she could just take my 1-year-old's things, but I'm glad that it's all over.
I never stole any of her clothes. There's the shoes that proves that I did not steal any of her clothes or her baby's crib or anything else that she
My
said I
son's
stole.
shoes are in her hand right now.
I did not steal anything.